Hello and welcome. My name is Austin, and in this video, I'll show you how to use Capcut mobile video editor for both Android and iOS. Meanwhile, this is part 1 of this video, so watch out for part 2 in my subsequent videos. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing we have to do is to head over to Play Store or App Store and download the Capcut application. So let's go over to Play Store. And search for Capcut. This is the application here. This is Capcut. Okay, my own is telling me to update because I already have it installed. So go ahead and install it, and then we'll go to the next level. So let's open Capcut here. Now, if you're opening it for the first time, you notice that there are different sections. Okay, this place is edit. This is template. This is AI lab, this is project, then this is me. So let's start with edit. So this, if you click on this edit tab, it's going to show you a preview of all the tools that you have in Capcut. Okay, then we can come to this place that says all 28 tools. If you click on that, it's going to show you everything. This one is camera, this is retouch, this is adjust, this is auto cut, this is a smart art, everything. You understand? So this is like a shortcut that I can use to access all the tools in Capcut. Okay, so let's go back. Then if you come to the templates tab, now template is basically some ready-made video template, you know, that some people have made. Some of them are on adverts, some of them are on social media, Facebook, and all of that. So you can just go to any of them, click on them, you can edit it and use it as yours. That is what template is all about. Okay, so it's an easy way of editing videos. Then come to AI lab. Now, AI lab is where you can do some AI editing. You can just drop your prompt and ask the Capcut AI to generate an image or video for you if that is what you want. Okay, then you come to project. Now, project is where the main work will be done. You understand? So that is where that is where you can create your new videos. That is also where you can see all the videos I have done before. As you can see, these are all the videos I've edited before. You understand? So, but if you're using Capcut for the first time, you're not going to see anything under this space. Okay, then you go to me. This me section here is where you can create your account. So if I go to me, if you then you go to the this settings icon here on the top right, then you can see accounts. Okay, so and that's good to, so this is sign out because I'm already signed in. It's telling me to sign out, but if you don't have an account, you have to create an account first and then you can sign in and all of that. So let's now go to project, because project is where our main work is. So let's click on project. Now if you want to start a new video or you want to edit a new video, you click on project, then you click on create. This create button here, then click on create, then it will take you to your gallery. So inside your gallery, you can select your image, you can select your video that you want to work on. So let's assume, as you can see, there are two sections here. The first one is photo, the second one is video. So if it is a photo that you want to select, you click on photo. If it is a video you want to select, you have to click on video. So it is on video right now. Then it will take you to your gallery, the different folders you have in your gallery. As you can see, this place is saying album. You understand? So if I know exactly where the video is located, I have to click on this drop down icon here that says album, and then I will locate the particular file where the video I'm looking for is. So if I click on this album here, it's going to show me all the different folders in my phone. This is album, this is pins, this is download, this is camera, this is recorder. So if you know exactly where the video you're looking for is, you just have to come here and select the exact video. Okay, so let me just choose a random video. Then click on this add button here, click on add. So the video has been added to our timeline. Okay, now the next thing you have to do as a foundational training is aspect ratio. Now aspect ratio, you have to select the aspect ratio. So aspect ratio simply means the dimension of the video of you are creating. Now there are three aspect ratio. You have vertical or 9:16, you have horizontal or 16:9, then you have square or 1:1. Now vertical video is plain. Any video you are watching that is vertical, for example, if you go to YouTube Shorts, all the videos there are vertical. Those are called 9:16 video. Now horizontal videos or 16:9 are mainly YouTube format. All the video you are watching on YouTube that are horizontal, these are 16:9 aspect ratio. Okay, they have 1:1. So if you want to, this is where you can select that. I have to come scroll to the right, and then you see this place says aspect ratio. This aspect ratio, you have to click on it. Then it should show you the different aspects. It should show you 9:16, 16:9, and all that. So you have to select the particular aspect to show you. For this video, we're going to be working with the 9:16 aspect. So I click on 9:16, then I click on the check mark. Okay, so then the next thing for us to do is I need to explain a few things to you here. So if you are inside Capcut, there are three main interfaces I'm going to be dealing with. Okay, the first one is this big screen you're seeing here. Okay, this big screen you're seeing here is what we call the canvas. Okay, canvas is where you can preview what you are editing. So anytime you add a video or you add an image or you add a text, it's going to appear on your canvas here, this big screen here. Okay, then the second thing you're going to be seeing is this white line here, this white vertical line here. That's what we call the playhead. Okay, now this playhead is very, very important because that is what determines the exact point at which whatever you're doing on your video you appear. If you're adding a text or you're adding a video or you are cutting a video, you're splitting a video, it is at the exact place where your playhead is. That is where it will appear. So your playhead is very, very important. And then the third thing you need to know is the timeline. Timeline is basically this whatever you see on this horizontal area is called the timeline. You understand? For example, if you add a video, your video will appear here on the timeline. If you add an image, it will appear here on the timeline. If you add a text, it will appear on the timeline. So all the things you're going to be adding in your video, you're going to be seeing them on the timeline, which is on the bottom screen here. You understand? So you have your canvas, which is this big screen here. This way you can preview what you are doing. You have your playhead, which is this vertical line, vertical white line here. And you have your timeline. Timeline is where on this horizontal part of the video where everything you're adding will be appearing right here. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how to trim or split a video. So let's say that you have added a video to your timeline, and then let's assume that the video is too long and you want to cut out some parts. Okay, so this is how you can do that. Let's assume that this video, let's assume that I don't like, I want to remove the first 10 seconds of it. You understand? So I'll move my playhead to where exactly that I want to cut the video. Okay, then I make sure my playhead is exactly at that point, which is this place. Okay, now there are two ways to cut it. The first option is to use the split button. So once I move my playhead to that exact point, I'll click on split. The split button here, I'll click on split. So what it will do is that it will split this video into two parts. The first part is on my right, while the second part is on my left. So if it is the left part that I don't want, I'll not click on it and I'll click on delete. This is the delete button. I'll press delete and the video will be deleted. Okay, so that is how you can split. The first way to split or to trim a video. The second way to trim a video is to move your playhead to exactly where you want to cut or trim the video. Then once you have done that, now use your hand and long press the left side, the left end of this video. This left bar you're seeing here at the end, you have to long press on it, and then you drag it to where your playhead is. So let me long press on this place, and I will drag it to where my playhead is. The moment I do that, I'm going to feel a vibration in my hand, so the video has been trimmed. Okay, but I prefer to use the split option because it makes your work to be very precise. So the next thing what to do is list how to add more video to your how to add more video or more element to your video. Okay, so let's assume that this first video is too long. Let me split it somewhere here. Let me split it and delete this remaining side. So let's assume I want to add another video to this video I'm editing. Okay, for me to do that, I need to click on this. I'll move my playhead to the end like this. Then I'll click on this plus button. This plus button here. Then I'll click on it to take me again to my camera roll. Then I select the next video that I want to add. Let's assume that it is this video. Let's say it is this one. Okay, yeah. So let me split this video into different parts. I'll select this like this, and I'll click on split, and I will also split it again here, split. Then I'll have to delete this part. Okay, so we now have three different video clips. This is the first one, this is the second one, and then this is the third one. Okay, so let's assume that after you have added this video, you want to rearrange them. For example, this one comes first, this one comes second, and then this one comes third. Let's assume you want to rearrange it. You want to make this one, the last one, to become the first one. It is very simple. What you just have to do is to drag it. So you just have to long press on this video, and then you drag it to the position you want it. If you want it to be at the first, I'll drag it to the beginning, and then boom, the video has been rearranged already. The number 3 is now number 1. Okay, so again, this one that has this this that says blue something, if I want it to become the last, I'll long press on it and I'll drag it to the end, and boom, You understand? So this is how you can rearrange your video or your image on your timeline. Okay, but let's assume that you don't want to add a video. What you want to add is an image. It's the same process. You just have to move your playhead to the end of the video again. Click on the plus icon. This time around, instead of clicking on video, you now have to move it to photos. So click on photos. This is photos. Then I have to select the particular photo that you want to add. So let's assume that it is this WhatsApp button. Just have to click on add, and then the image will be added to your canvas or to your timeline. Okay. Then the next thing you have to do is to add a transition. Now, transition simply means how you want the video clip to move from one clip to another. Transition means movement or changes. For example, as you can see, this is our first video. Okay, this is our second video. This is our third video. Then this our fourth element here is an image. So at the junction of the two, each of these two, you notice there is this white bar at the junction of each of them. This white bar here. At the junction of the next two videos, there's also another white bar here. That is your transition, where you add your transition. Okay, so to add your transition, you just have to move your playhead to where that white vertical bar is. You have to click on it. Now there are different styles of transition you can select from on Capcut. So what I will advise you to do is to use simple transition. Okay, for there are different categories. So you have trending, you have football. You can drag it to any category. Well, let's go to classic. This is classic. And then inside classic, you're going to say simple transition like left, right, up and down. Now let's assume I want to click on left, for instance. Let's select left. This is left. Okay, so left means that the video will now transition from the first to the second by swiping to the left. Okay, if I select right, it will mean the video the next clip will slide to the right. You understand? Huh? So then if you have selected a particular one, you have to, there is this timer button on the video here. This is where you can select how fast or how slow the transition will be. So you have to drag it to, I usually use 0.5. So you just drag it to 0.5. 0.5 is okay. Then click on the check mark button here. So if I now watch this video, I notice that the video will now move from the first clip to the second clip by sliding to the left. Did you see that? That's because I selected slide to the left as my transition. Let's play that. Did you notice that? Now let me change it to another transition so I can understand what I'm saying. Let's go. If you want to change to another transition, it's a simple thing. You just have to click on the transition button again, and then you have to select a different one. So let's assume I want to select something like down. Okay, I want it to slide down. So this is down. Again, I'll move my playhead, my duration or timer to 0.5 seconds. Then I'll click on the check mark. So if I now play it, I notice that the video will now move from the first clip to second clip by sliding down. Did you see that? Let's play it again. So that is what transition is all about. Now transition will make your video look more interesting or more creative. Okay, so let's talk about how to adjust the volume of your video. Okay, so let's assume that you have added your video to your timeline, or you are done with your whole editing, and then you want to increase or decrease the volume of your video. It is simple. Just have to click on the video, then you come to the bottom panel here and select volume. Okay, you click on volume, you see a slide that allows you to increase or decrease the volume of it. So let's assume you want the video to be louder. No, this particular video, okay, this one is sound. So I'll click on video again. If you want it to be lower, just slide it to the left, for example 50. This is the volume. If you want it to be louder, slide it to the right, maybe 400 or 500. Did you notice that? So the volume is now louder. Let me take it back to a longer volume. So that is how you can adjust the volume of your video. Now another function that you are going to find very, very useful is how to reduce the background noise of a video. Let's say you're recording a video in a place that is very noisy and there are a lot of noise in the background. People are talking, cars are passing, and all of that. How you can reduce that background noise is you select your video, the video you're working with, and then you scroll down to the bottom panel until you find the place that says reduce noise. There's a button that says reduce noise. Here is it. So click on reduce noise. So what Capcut will do is that Capcut will use their AI to remove any background noise you have on that video. But make sure take note that this is a pro feature. Before you can use this feature, you must be using the pro version of Capcut. But you are going to find this tool very, very useful, very, very useful, because sometimes you might be recording a video and there are noise in the background. You can just use this feature to reduce that noise and make your audio a bit high quality. Okay. So let's talk about how you can add an overlay to your video. Okay, now there are two ways to add a media clip to your video. When I say media clip, I mean image or video. That's what we call media clip. The first one is to add them as the main media by using this plus button here. This plus button here. That one is you are adding it as the main media clip. So if you add it, it will appear on this first line here. You understand? Any media clip that you add with this plus button, it's going to appear on this first line here, this first line you see here. Okay, but then there is another thing we call overlay. Overlay is when you want to add an image or a video on top of another video. We call it overlay. Overlay means you want to lay it over another video, another image. Okay. For instance, let's assume that this is my video clip here. I want to add an image on top of this video to maybe to illustrate something. What I will just have to do is I'll move my playhead to where I want to add that overlay. Then I'll scroll to the bottom right, on the bottom panel until I see this feature called overlay. Okay, I'll click on overlay. And I'll add overlay. Again, it will take me to my camera roll where I can add an image or a video as my overlay. So let me just select a particular image. Let me select this particular image, for instance, and I'll click on add. As you can see, this image is now on top of the video, so I can decide to resize it or crop it. If it is too big, resize it like this. Then this image, I don't like the way the image is looking. The image has a background, so I'll go ahead and remove the background of this my overlay. So for me to do that, my overlay is already highlighted. Then I'll scroll down to the bottom panel until I say remove BG. This is remove BG. Sorry, okay, this is remove BG. I'll click on it. Then I'll select. There are different options. Okay, you have a change BG, chroma key, custom remover, auto remover. Now the one I'm going to select is auto remover, so I'll click on auto remover, and Capcut AI is going to help me remove the background of this image. As you can see, this image does not have a background. It makes it look more professional, and that is what you should be doing anytime you're editing a video and want to add an image as an overlay. Always remember to remove the background of the image, otherwise it will look quack. Okay, so this is now my overlay image. I can decide to resize it. I can make it smaller, or I can make it bigger. Okay, now for me to do that, for me to resize an image or a video, you notice that there is this thing that looks like a square. By the time you highlight this image, there is this button that looks like a square. Okay, so if you long press on it, if you drag it out, it will zoom out the image. If you drag it in, it will zoom in the image. You understand? So let's assume that you can move it up the screen. You can move it to the bottom of the screen. You can move it to the right. You can move it to the center. You can just position it anywhere you want it to be. You understand? So that is overlay. Overlay means you are adding it as an overlay on top of your main image. Let's assume that I was talking about something in this video and I want to use this image to illustrate what I was saying. I can add that image as an overlay. You understand? So this is how you can add an image as an overlay. Let me show you also how you can add a video as an overlay. It's the same process. You move your playhead to where you want to add the video overlay. Then again, you come to overlay, click on overlay, click on add overlay. This time around, I'll go to video. So let me select the particular video that I want to add as an overlay. Click on add. This is the video. Then let me resize it. Okay, let me resize this video. I can move it again to the up part of the video, move it to the right, move it to the bottom. So as the main video is playing, I can use this overlay to illustrate what I am saying. You understand? So that is how overlay works. So as you can see, this is the main video that is playing, and then this is now our overlaid video, the video we added as an overlay. Now I wanted to take note of the difference between the main media clip and overlay. Like I said before, any main media you add, whether an image or video, you add using this plus button. Using this plus button, it's going to appear on the first line, this first line here. Okay, for example, all these ones on the first line are our main media clip, but if you add something as an overlay, it's going to appear on the second line. As you can see, all the overlay we added, they appear on the second line because they are on top. You understand? It's like when you are building a house, you lay the foundation, then on top of the foundation you can now add your block or your bricks. So that is how overlay works. So the next thing is to add a background music to your video. You understand? Now let's assume that you are done with your whole editing and then you want to now add a music. You understand? It's very simple. You just have to go to the bottom panel here and you move your slider until you find the option that says audio. This is your audio here. You click on audio, then click on sounds. Now there are so many there are different ways actually. If you want to select, you can select the audio from Capcut. They have a lot of sounds here they can select from, or you can add your own sound. Now the thing with Capcut is that if you use their own music, you might not have issue with TikTok, might not have issue, but you might have issue with YouTube, especially if it is a video you want to use to run an advert or something, or maybe you want to upload it to YouTube. You might have a copyright strike. So the best thing is, if it is just a random video you want to create, you can use their own music here. But if you want to use if it is a YouTube video that you want to create, it's better you use your own audio. The audio that you downloaded, the copyright free music that you have downloaded. Okay, so like I see, if you want to select your music from Capcut, you can just go through any of them here. Let me play each of them. So once you have previewed any of the video and any of the audio and you like it, you have to click on this plus button that you can see beside each music. Click on it here and it will be added to your video. Okay, so let's play it. And so that is it. Then like I said before, if you want to adjust the volume of this audio, this background music you have added, is very simple. You just have to highlight it, click on volume. If you want the volume to be lower, you reduce it. If you want to be higher, you increase it. Then you have to make sure you go to the end of the video, because sometimes the background music you added might be longer than the main video. As you can see in this particular video I'm creating, the main video ended here at 16 seconds. Understand? Meanwhile, the background music is up to 1 minute long. So you have to make sure you go to the end of the video and make sure that the audio ended exactly where your video ended. So in this case, the background music is longer than my video. So what I just have to do is to split it there and delete the excess part. So I move my play here to the end of this video here. Highlight my background music, click on split, then we're going to delete this remain excess part that I don't want. Okay, yeah, so that is how you can add your background music to a video. Now, like I was saying, if you don't want to use the audio from Capcut, you can use your, let's assume you have a particular audio or music in your device and you want to use that one. It's very simple. Let's go back to sound. Then instead of using from Capcut, you have to click on this icon that looks like file manager or a folder. I click on it, then you click on device. Device, so it will now take you to all the audio or music that you have in your device. It's going to show, if you know the name of the music, you can come to this search bar here and type it. You understand? If you know the particular the name of that audio, you can just type it. But if you don't know the name, you just have to scroll until you see the particular audio. Okay. Like I said before, once you see the particular video, you have to click on it. Audio, you have to click on it to preview it. And as usual, if you are okay with the music, you just have to click on the plus icon by the right and it will be added to your video. You understand? So the next thing is how to export your video. Okay, let's say that you have done everything. You have added your image, you have added your overlay, you have added your background music, you have done everything you want to do. Now you want to export it to save it to your device. The first thing you have to do is to come to this place. This place says AI Ultra HD. You click on it. This is where you can select the parameters of you can change the settings. Okay, this one that says AI Ultra HD, you don't need it. You have to turn it off because it's going to make your exporting process of video a bit long. So you have to turn this button off. Then this resolution, the right resolution to use is 1080p. Okay, that's the right resolution. Frame rate 30 is okay. Then optical flow, you have to turn it off.
This optical flow, you don't need it. Now it will make your video to look more brighter, but it will occupy a lot of space in your device, or it will make the whole process a bit long. So most time you are not going to need it. Then bitrate, you just have to leave bitrate as a default. You understand here? So the main thing you're going to be needing here is the resolution. Now resolution means how bright or how clear your video is. For example, there are some videos that you watch, you notice that the video is very clear and clean. But there are some other video you watch, you notice that it is very blurry. So that is a function of the resolution. Now the higher your resolution, the clearer your video, but the bigger the file size. Okay, so once you are done with that, you can now click on the export button and the video will be exported. Once the export process is okay, you have to click on done. You understand? And that's it. Now I have a comprehensive Capcut video editing tutorial that shows you everything you need to know about Capcut editing, how to change your background, how to add text, how to add sound effect, how to do everything you need to know on Capcut video editing. So I'm going to drop the link in the description of this video, so go ahead and click on that link in the video description to get access to my comprehensive tutorial on Capcut video editing. And that's it for this video. So click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my subsequent videos. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.